The origins of the Ethiopian calendar. Why Ethiopia is 7 years behind the world. Ethiopian calendar is one of the most unique and ancient timekeeping systems still in use today. Unlike the widely used Gregorian calendar, Ethiopia follows its own solar calendar, which is currently about 7 to 8 years behind the rest of the world. But why is that? To understand, we must go back in time to the origins of the Ethiopian calendar, its connection to the ancient world, and the historical reasons behind its difference from the modern Western calendar. The Ethiopian calendar traces its origins to the Alexandrian calendar, which was developed in ancient Egypt. This calendar was later influenced by early Christian scholars, particularly in the city of Alexandria, which was a major center of learning in the 3rd and 4th centuries CE. At its core, the Ethiopian calendar is very similar to the Coptic calendar, which is still used by the Coptic Orthodox Church of Egypt today. Both calendars are based on the ancient Egyptian system, which had 13 months in a year, 12 months with 30 days, each one extra month with 5 or 6 days. Depending on whether it's a leap year, this structure is different from the Gregorian calendar, which has months ranging from 28 to 31 days. The primary reason for Ethiopia's calendar being behind the Western world lies in a different calculation of the birth year of Jesus Christ. The Roman Catholic Church, using calculations made by Dionysius Exiguus, placed the birth of Jesus in 01 AD. This calculation became the basis for the Gregorian calendar, which most of the world follows today. Ethiopian scholars, following an older interpretation from the Alexandrian calendar, placed Jesus' birth in 7 to 8 years later than the Western calculation. As a result, the Ethiopian calendar remains 7 to 8 years behind the Gregorian. For example, while most of the world celebrated the new year as January 1st, 2025, Ethiopia celebrated its new year on September 11th, 2017. Despite its differences, the Ethiopian calendar follows a solar system similar to the Julian calendar. Ethiopia's new year starts on Mescurium 1, which falls on September 11th. This date is linked to the biblical story of the Queen of Sheba returning from King Solomon, celebrated as a festival called Enkutatash. Unlike the 12-month system in most of the world, Ethiopia has a 13th month called Pagum, which lasts 5 days. A famous Ethiopian tourism slogan says, "Ethiopia, the land of 13 months of sunshine." Just like the Julian calendar, the Ethiopian calendar adds a leap day every 4 years without exception. This means Ethiopia's calendar is more mathematically regular than the Gregorian system. For Ethiopians, the calendar is not just about dates, it is a symbol of national identity, independence, and Orthodox Christian tradition. Unlike most African nations that adopted the Western calendar after colonization, Ethiopia remained independent from European rule. This helped Ethiopia preserve its own timekeeping system. In a world dominated by Western timekeeping, Ethiopia stands apart, maintaining a calendar that reflects its ancient Christian heritage, its proud independence, and a way of life that connects past and present. Despite globalization and international trade, Ethiopia still officially uses its traditional calendar. However, in business, education, and digital platforms, many Ethiopians also refer to the Gregorian calendar for practical reasons. While the world moves forward in 2025, Ethiopia remains in 2017 a living bridge between the past and the future. The question remains, will Ethiopia ever fully adopt the global calendar, or will it continue to follow its own path? For now, Ethiopia continues to be the only country where time itself is measured differently, nation where history is not just remembered, but lived every day. And so, Ethiopia remains a country where the past and present intertwine, a land where time itself flows on a different path. But what do you think? Should Ethiopia keep its unique calendar, or should it join the rest of the world in Gregorian time? Let us know in the comments. Ethiopia, a land where time moves differently, yet history remains timeless.